Have you ever watched someone throw away another person's hard work without even reading it? Imagine spending weeks trying to help a company, only to see your ideas tossed into the trash in a single second. But sometimes, the smallest act of courage can change everything. And sometimes, the person everyone overlooks becomes the one nobody can afford to ignore. Today's story is about a single father, a billionaire, and one report that almost disappeared forever. Stay with me, because this emotional journey proves that kindness and respect can open doors that money never can. Before we begin, welcome to Heartline Stories, where every story reminds us that kindness still has the power to change lives. If you enjoy inspiring stories like this one, please subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment telling us where you're watching from. Your support helps our channel share more meaningful stories with the world. Every morning before sunrise, Michael Walker arrived at the towering headquarters of Carter Technologies. While executives slept and managers prepared for another busy day, Michael quietly cleaned offices, hallways, and conference rooms. Most employees barely noticed him. To them, he was simply the janitor pushing a cart through the building. But Michael was much more than that. He was a single father raising his 10-year-old daughter, Lily. After losing his wife to cancer several years earlier, every day became a balancing act between work, parenting, and hope. Money was tight, but Michael never complained. He believed that honest work deserved respect, no matter what uniform a person wore. Long before becoming a janitor, Michael had studied business management. Life had interrupted his dreams, forcing him to accept any job that could keep food on the table. Still, he never stopped learning. Every evening after Lily finished her homework, Michael spent hours reading business books and studying successful companies online. As he cleaned Carter Technologies each night, he noticed many small problems inside the company. Supplies were wasted. Departments rarely communicated. Customers waited too long for support. Employees often repeated the same tasks because no one shared information properly. Instead of complaining, Michael quietly wrote down every observation. Over several months, he created a detailed report explaining simple changes that could save millions of dollars while improving customer service. He wasn't trying to impress anyone. He simply believed the company deserved better. One evening, while cleaning the executive floor, Michael found enough courage to leave the report on the desk of Billionaire CEO Richard Carter with a handwritten note. "I know this may never reach you, but I hope these ideas help. Respectfully, Michael Walker." The next morning, Richard Carter walked into his office after a stressful board meeting. His company had been losing money for months, and investors were becoming impatient. Seeing the report on his desk, he frowned. "Who left this?" he asked. His assistant explained that one of the janitors had dropped it off. Without opening a single page, Richard picked up the report, tossed it into the trash can, and said, "I don't take business advice from janitors." Michael happened to be cleaning the hallway outside. He heard every word. His heart sank. For a moment, he felt embarrassed. Months of work had disappeared into the garbage without anyone even looking at it. Instead of becoming angry, Michael quietly finished cleaning the office and went home. That evening, Lily noticed her father's silence. "What happened, Dad?" Michael smiled gently. "Sometimes people only see the uniform you're wearing." Lily thought for a moment before answering. "But someday they'll see your heart." Her words stayed with him all night. The following afternoon, Carter Technologies faced an unexpected crisis. A major client announced they were ending a contract worth hundreds of millions of dollars because of poor communication and repeated service failures. Executives rushed into emergency meetings, desperately searching for solutions. While emptying the trash in Richard Carter's office, a young intern noticed the thick report lying inside. Curious, she pulled it out. As she flipped through the pages, her eyes widened. Every problem the company was facing had already been identified. Even more surprising, every page included practical, affordable solutions. The intern immediately handed the report to the operations director. Within an hour, it reached Richard Carter's desk again. This time, he actually opened it. Page after page left him speechless. Michael had carefully analyzed company operations, customer feedback, employee efficiency, and long-term planning better than many expensive consultants. Some recommendations could be implemented immediately. Others offered long-term improvements capable of saving millions. Richard looked at the final page. It simply read, "Every employee sees something valuable. Sometimes the people closest to the ground have the clearest view." For the first time that day, the billionaire felt ashamed. He remembered throwing the report away without reading even one sentence. He immediately asked Human Resources to find Michael. When Michael entered the executive conference room, he looked nervous. Richard stood up. The room became completely silent. Then, to everyone's surprise, the billionaire apologized. "I judged you by your job instead of your character. I threw away your ideas without giving them a chance. That was my mistake." No one had ever heard Richard Carter apologize publicly before. Michael smiled politely. "I wasn't looking for recognition. I only wanted to help." Richard extended his hand. "And you did." Over the next several months, many of Michael's recommendations were put into action. Customer satisfaction improved dramatically. Waste dropped. Communication between departments became stronger. The company recovered faster than anyone expected. Richard promoted Michael into a business improvement role where he worked directly with company leaders. Many executives were surprised. But Michael never forgot where he came from. Every morning before entering his new office, he greeted the janitors by name. He remembered birthdays. He thanked security guards. He spoke kindly with receptionists. Whenever someone shared an idea, he listened carefully, no matter their position. His leadership slowly changed the company's culture. Employees stopped feeling invisible. People became more willing to speak honestly. Innovation increased because everyone believed their voice mattered. Months later, during the company's annual meeting, Richard Carter stood before thousands of employees. Instead of talking about profits, he told Michael's story. He admitted that the biggest lesson of his career came from a single father pushing a cleaning cart through the halls. He ended his speech with words no one forgot. "Respect isn't earned by a job title. Wisdom doesn't wear expensive suits. And kindness costs nothing, but it can save everything." That night, Michael and Lily celebrated with pizza at home. Lily smiled proudly. "I told you they'd see your heart someday." Michael laughed. They finally did. If this story teaches us anything, it's that every person deserves to be seen, heard, and respected. Kindness begins when we stop judging people by their appearance, their position, or their paycheck. The greatest ideas, the strongest hearts, and the brightest hope often come from the people the world overlooks. So today, choose kindness. Listen before judging. Encourage before criticizing. And never underestimate anyone, because one small act of respect could change a life, including your own. Thank you for watching Heartline Stories. Until next time, keep spreading kindness wherever you go, because the world always needs more of it.